wonderful meditation cushions, aren't they?
Yeah,
Very comfy.
came up.
Came up. They mould. They're like a beanbag.
Can't say that in Queensland.
What?
They mould.
They mould
Gives the wrong
to the
idea.
derriere. Yes, right.
Nobody here yet. In it. So today, I feel like doing that natural, more like a class instead of the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to incorporate all the one things, and I might, and I probably will, but I don't want to just do the one things. I want
So you're going to put a little bit of flow into the class.
to, in
How to-
theory.
How to connect it all.
Hi everyone.
And we're keeping it really gentle as always.
Yeah, I would always recommend doing less. Feels like my life has been what's the least I can do to maintain optimum levels of clarity, flexibility, and strength and energy. What's the minimum to get all those things?
So disregarding the no pain, no gain.
Absolutely, not into that at all.
Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. Is my mic on?
Yeah, it's just a weird place to put it. That's all. So how should we? Let's start on our backs. Let's just go
Okay.
into it.
So welcome. And if you've got something comfortable to put on the floor, whether it be
Cat.
dog, a mattress generally doesn't work. Hi, thank you for the likes. Thank you for all the comments. And let's begin on the floor.
Do you want me to tell you what to do? Because I know how much you like that.
Oh, because you would love that.
So resting comfortably on your back. I might go to the other side, there's more room. There we go. So see, Uma's got her legs up in semi-supine. It's not a bad idea. Let's start there. Knees up. And a lot of you, if you check your posture, you'll find your chin is pointing up at the ceiling a bit. See if you can tuck that in. And if not, get a cushion, something to put behind your head, because comfort is really important here. Aware of your breath to bring you into this moment. And then we'll start, as we often do, by tilting the knees from side to side really slowly. And maybe pausing on the side, feeling what that's like, feeling where do you feel it in the hips, in the back, in the thighs. Breathing in to the center and breathing out the other side. You might pause there. If there's nothing going on, just go from side to side in your own sweet time, coordinated with your breath if you can. So inhaling into the middle and breathing out to either side.
And I'm beginning to take my head in the opposite direction to the knees.
You can do that, I don't mind. Head one way, knees the other, breathing in through the middle, breathing out through the side. Just out of interest, pause for a minute with the knees in the middle. Can you slide one hand on the floor as if you're taking it up above your head and then bring it down again? You might need to roll just really comfortably, which it won't be the first time. It'll be a bit clunky. And then down again. How smooth a movement can you get this up and down on the floor? You're not lifting it off the floor. Feel where that awkwardness happens in the shoulder. And then that same thing on the other side, the other arm, just staying on the floor, but at some point it's going to need to probably roll to turn. We're not stretching anything just yet. Try doing the sort of angel thing, both arms together. Let them bend a bit over the head so they can relax, so the shoulders can, and leave them above your head. And then feel what it's like to take your knees from side to side in this position with the arms up over the head. What does it do to your breath? Inhaling through the center and breathing out to either side. What difference do you feel any difference, Emma?
I feel the twist is higher up in my spine.
Yeah, it is. And if that's impossible, try bringing your arm just wide to either side and feel what that's like to move your knees like this. Excellent. Okay, would you pause next time your knees are in the center and slide your legs long so that you're taking full rest. Make any adjustments so that you're comfortable. Do you need a pillow under your head? Would you float your arms back where they were before, above your head? So just comfortably, elbows slightly bent. All right, you can take them up. Why don't we do that then? What you did, which was not what I said, but...
You said float them up.
Yeah, I said float them up as we did on the floor, but no.
And sliding.
Look, would you argue with me in a yoga class?
Yes.
I know you would. You're really annoying. So we're breathing in, floating the arms up, opening up through the thoracic cavity, working with the diaphragmatic muscles, the breathing muscles, inhaling up and exhaling down. If you've got shoulder issues, just take your arms to wherever they will go easily and back down again. Next time they're on the floor above your head, just leave them here. Let the elbows bend so you're comfortable. You can feel the back of your hands against the floor. Just pick one hand and slide it as if you wanted to reach something above your head, not towards the ceiling.
Subtle.
It's a tiny movement, just a.
And I find my head wants
Your
to
head
roll
will roll away. So just it's a tiny movement. Don't push this. Sandra, you're pushing. Sandra always pushes.
No,
She
not
does.
Sandra.
So just a gentle, and then the other way maybe the other, and you look away. That will probably happen naturally. And then alternate. A tiny movement, not very much.
It's like a stretch upon waking.
Yeah, but not a stretch. We don't want to go. Pause in a neutral position and bring your focus down to the other end of the body. And this I'd like you to do very, very gently. You can feel one heel, you can feel both heels, but pick one and make the leg half an inch longer, no more. And then half an inch shorter, just one side. And again, don't push this. Just a tiny, gentle, easy. And then...
And breathe in there somewhere.
Yeah, you'll find that your breath will stop. And then do the same thing with the other leg, just a tiny... And you might find the other foot will start to compensate. Because it's a movement of the hips and pelvis in the end. Come into a neutral position now. Go back to one hand, and let's say we pick the right hand. Can you make the right hand longer? Then you look to the left. Which foot wants to move? And see if you can, without holding your breath, can you work out how that diagonal movement would manifest all the way through the spine? So it's looking, at least with Uma, it's looking like right arm and right leg stretch, is it?
Yes.
And you're getting that movement but keep the movement quite subtle in the hips and pelvis. Would you pause in the middle, please. And gently draw the knees back up into semi-supine. You can bring your arms down if you like, down to your side. Okay, and then we'll just take the knees side to side to make sure there's nothing.
Make any adjustments with the pelvis to realign there before taking the knees side to side.
Breathing in through the middle, breathing out to the side. Okay, the next time you're in the middle, pause there and draw the knees up over your chest and wrap your hands around the legs. And if you can't get the hands around the legs, you could hold on underneath the legs, or you could catch hold of whatever you catch hold of. And maybe a gentle rocking side to side.
So knees side to side was the first one thing that we did in this series.
It was. But this is sort of one of them. This just drawing the womb position is maybe one of the best possible things that you can do for your lumbar spine, your lower back.
And to take that a little further, you could catch hold of the kneecaps and begin to quite small circles, guiding with the hands on the knees.
So you both hands together, moving, but your mind, you want to focus on the circles that your lower back is drawing on the floor. Are they round for a start?
And back the opposite way.
Can you make those circles bigger without holding your breath? Can you pay more attention to the circles that you're drawing on the floor? And then see if you can remember those circles as you put your feet back down into semi-supine, feet apart again, and those circles you just made on the floor, can you see if you can make them again but without taking your feet off the floor? Okay, you're breathing, Emma, that's good. Yeah, so you're drawing these what we call pelvic clock on the floor. First in one direction, you're breathing. You're letting your nose move, because your nose will want to make similar circles in the air to the circles that your hips are drawing there on the floor. First in one direction, and then back the other way.
And if it's difficult, you could try taking the feet a little bit wider apart to get more motion through the hips.
Wider.
Through the pelvis.
All right, and well, what happens if you bring your feet and knees together and try and do it?
The circle is a lot smaller.
Yeah. So, and back the other way. So bring the feet back into a semi-supine, and we'll work a little bit with the tummy muscles and the lumbar because we haven't done that. So
that pelvic clock that we just did was another one thing in our series.
it was, I know. That's why I did it.
Just pointing it out.
Okay. And bring your arms out wide to either side. And we'll draw the knees in over the chest, and as you do that, the breath comes out of the body and you tuck the chin in, lift the head forward, and you make a circle around the knees like a basketball hoop, and then inhale back out to the side, and the feet come down at the same time. So do that a few times, breathing out to whatever extent feels comfortable for you. If it's too easy, so I don't come all the way down to do this, I go halfway down and then come back up again. Try that.
Oh, that's actually better.
Oh, is it? You want your elbows slightly bent, so you keep that circle.
And we should mention
The chin needs
having
to
the
tuck
hands
in.
behind the head if there's any neck issues.
Yeah, if you've got any neck stuff, hands, same movement. And consciously, you're pressing your lumbar, your lower back into the floor here. Hey, why don't we do the sciatic while we're here? Come back into semi-supine. Right hand behind the back of your head. Left hand behind the left leg. Well, that's the right leg, but well done.
The other left.
And as you breathe out, draw the elbow and the knee towards each other. And then inhale down. Do that a couple of times and get a sense of how we tend to hold the knees still and lift the head up and down. You do want your knee to move in, even if it's only a tiny bit. That's it. Same movement, but semi-straighten your leg as you exhale up and inhale down. And then gradually start to straighten the leg. That's it. Now, is reaching up higher on the leg. You may or may not want to do that. You could just hold behind the knee. It's stronger if you go higher up the leg, turning the toe back towards you. So
And rotating the ankle
can do. Wiggle the toes.
helps to release all the way down the back of the leg.
I'm a bit jealous with this one. Excuse us. Oh. We'll be with you in a minute. Okay, let's swap. Let's pause. Slide the legs long. And see if you can get a sense of what you have done with that. So you've done a diagonal release, which means one shoulder is going to feel flatter than the other shoulder. Is that right? Or not?
Yes.
And the opposite hip or buttock is going to feel flatter.
It does.
And the leg on that side will feel longer.
If only.
I think you got problems. Okay, let's draw the knees back up, please, into semi-supine. I was going to do the other leg. I can't work out how to do it. I'll have to face the back. Okay. Okay, we're good.
So we're holding behind.
One hand behind the head, the opposite hand, and a diagonal hold behind the leg. And we'll keep the knee bent as you breathe out and draw the head and elbow towards the knee and inhale down, please. You don't need to do the huffing and puffing that some of you are doing. Slower, the more subtle, the better. And then we'll start to semi-straighten the leg just a little bit. Maybe holding on higher up, maybe not. Staying with, basically listening to your own body. And letting your body decide what you do rather than your mind. And rotating the ankle, wiggling the toes, breathing out as she goes up, inhaling, coming down. So this was the sciatic release. What about put the feet down for a moment, swap hands behind the head, and throw both knees above the chest and hold on. Throw that arm to whatever extent you can underneath both knees, and then exhale up, please. Inhale down. Do that a few times. next time you're up, you could swap arms. You're breathing, you're aware of your breath coming and going. Turning the toes back. Nice. Okay, have a rest. Get in whatever position you feel is best. One that enables you to make contact with your own breath. And then to make sure there's no holding through the lumbar spine, we'll draw the knees in one more time, one at a time or together. Draw them in over the chest. Wrap the hands around the legs. And just explore what it's like to draw the knees in, let them go again. What happens to your breath? What happens to the tension through the back of the neck? Okay, would you leave your knees sort of up, but do whatever you need to do to be able to roll onto your side and come up onto all fours. Take your time. Go as slow as you can.
So I might just rotate the wrists before going on to all fours. It's a good way to help to prevent any injury of the wrists.
Okay, go forward a bit. Make sure the hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the knees directly underneath the hips, and as you breathe in, let your head lift a little bit, looking towards the ceiling. Feel how this back arches, and as you breathe out, you're going to press here towards the ceiling. Now some of you have slid backwards there. Keep the shoulders over the top of the wrists, and then coordinated with your own breath, inhaling up, getting this movement of the spine all the way in one direction and in the other. There will be a tendency as you go into the downward position to move your butt backwards in space. Try not to let that happen. As you lift your head, you want to press your fingers into the floor, fingertips. And as you bring the head down, you want to press the heels of the palms of the hands into the floor. We're inhaling up and exhaling down. And then pause in a more neutral position and go to twisting tiger. So we're looking over one shoulder, letting the hips move as they want. Breathing in through the center and looking over the other shoulder. And a few of those side to side, stretching out through the hips. Okay, and then sinking the buttocks back onto the heels, resting back here in whatever position you feel is comfortable for you, and we'll move those wrists, fingers, just to take the pressure off the wrist bones. And while you're here, I think it would be fantastic to go into Cobra from here.
Sure.
So from that down position, well, what's that? What are you doing?
Cobra.
I want Cobra into child position.
Oh, I see. Moving from one to the
Breathing
other.
out into child. Inhaling into Cobra with the elbows backwards, the weight off of the hips. Can you do it without putting your weight down? You may not be able to. Can you? That's it. That's it. Not putting the weight onto the hips so that the strength stays in the shoulders and upper arms. Your eyes looking up at the ceiling. Breathing out there, tucking in the chin. So there's this sort of uncoiling as you come forward. Coil and then coiling.
But I wouldn't suggest anybody does that with any shoulder and wrist.
If they've got wrist problems.
And
shoulder
they're better
problems.
off coming up onto through the all fours and lowering down.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you do some yogic push-ups while you're
Yogic push-ups?
there?
Why don't you do some yogic push-ups?
Yeah. Okay then.
I actually like doing them.
Well, make your mind up.
And I think that you should,
Oh, do
join
you?
in.
Do you? Dear. So yogic push-ups. Similar to, well, they're not that similar actually. We're going to take the elbows backwards. So normal push-ups we go out to the side, but this time we're going backwards and dropping the chest towards the floor. And then back up again. That's it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not leaning forward at all.
So it's
And
the
that
placement
works
of the
with
elbows.
these, what are they called?
The tuck shop.
Dinner lady arms.
I think you should clap in between.
Clap.
Only joking.
I'm
I
just going
often
to rest
think
for
of that
an
while
hour.
I'm
I'm going
doing
to
it.
rest for an hour. Okay. So that'll do for that. Let's rest on the back again.
Okay.
Are you going to rest on the back?
Sure.
I've got a bit blank. What other one
We
thing?
haven't released the neck.
Shoulder, neck and shoulders. Why don't we do a decent neck and shoulder release?
That would be good.
Why don't you start by semi-releasing the shoulders by floating them up toward the arms, up towards the ceiling. And just leaving them up. And try turning taps on.
Oh, yes.
Slow, but slowly, so you want to take that twist. You want to feel the twist up into the shoulder. That's it. Do one. And then open. Oi.
Yeah, I find I can get a little more twist if I do one at a time.
Yeah.
So again, not straining here.
And take them both up, please. And get a light bounce going through the shoulders against the floor. Your breath will do a funny panting thing. Just loosening up the shoulders so we can open and release them. That'll do. Draw the knees up into semi-supine. And then catch hold of both elbows with both hands. And keeping your head still, tilt the elbows gently from side to side. And notice, without stretching, notice where they stop, where they go.
So just seeing what that feels
Just, yeah. A couple more times, side to side. And then start to follow that movement with your head, with your nose,
like. Sorry, I'm falling off the mat.
as you go from side to side. So the head, and you can, if you're feeling like going further, you could pull the opposite elbow as you're looking in that direction. That's it. Breathing in to the middle and breathing out to the side. Pause in the middle And do this gently. Take your head in the opposite direction, but gently. You won't go as far. So we're releasing the neck vertebra at the same time as the thoracic vertebra here. Can you do that, what you're doing now, but keep your eyes on your wrists. So you're looking the opposite way to the way your head's going, and you're still breathing. How's that? Pause in the middle and let the head and the elbows go to the same side, as low to the floor as you can. Go the other way so everyone can see. Now keeping the elbows as close to the floor, preferably on the floor, slide them above the head and then slide them until they come down against your ribs. Do that, follow that movement with the head back and forth a few times. Inhaling through the middle, breathing out to the side. Very good. And then come back to center with the elbows like a frame above your shoulders, and take the elbows side to side again. Follow with your head. See if they're starting to open up through the back of the shoulders. Stay with that movement, but begin to tilt your knees the opposite way, please. As you're breathing in through the middle, and you're breathing out to the side, and you're getting that stretch all up through the sides of the body. Breathing in, okay. Then come back to, do you want to add anything there, Uma?
I think hands behind the back of the head.
All right.
And bringing the elbows forward and gently lifting the head.
To release any tension in
Yes.
the neck. Exhale up, inhale down, so we're just lifting the head. Exploring maybe different ways you could lift the head. Then leaving the hands behind the head. If you bring the elbows up close to your face on either side, and then even pressing the sides of the forehead into the elbow on one side, pressing the other side, you'll feel sort of clickiness through the back of your neck. Then keeping the elbows like this, can you draw circles in the air with both elbows?
So allowing the head to lift.
Yeah, let the head lift. Exhale, that's it. So whatever circles you can draw, first one direction and then back the other way. How's that?
Very nice.
Pause next time you're down and draw your knees up over your chest, have your knees together, and see if you can, without holding onto your knees, that same move where you drew circles through the knees. Remember that? Are you
Yes.
breathing or are you holding your breath?
Breathing.
And then back the other way. So you're drawing those circles on the floor that you were drawing before at the beginning of the class. Oh, Maitreya's here. Hey, Maitreya. Okay. And then what about both together? Can you take the elbows and knees together? Can you circle the elbows in one direction and the knees in the other direction at the same time? And smiling and breathing. First in one direction and then back the other way. Okay. And then finish by wrapping the hands around the knees, getting your head comfortable. think that'll do.
Very nice.
Yeah, just a basic release of the entire spine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So prepare yourself for meditation. So that was 35 minutes, so it was a bit longer than normal.
We did say that today would be a little bit
We
longer.
did. So everyone's probably going to work.
We have
Okay.
a lot of people, I hear, joining in later after work.
So any position that enables you to have a spine that's relatively straight, to bring your focus of attention to your breath. All yoga is actually designed to be able to provide a body that enables you to sit without moving for a while, so to meditate basically. So make any adjustments to get yourself comfortable. The breath and the mind are completely interrelated, so you'll find that your breath will always reflect what's happening in your mind, and vice versa. So it can be useful if we're going to meditate to get the mind a little bit out of the way, and one of the best ways to do this is to use Kapalabhati or breath of fire. Thanks, Camellia. Okay. Helen, nice to see you over in WA. And so breath of fire, which is like a panting through the nose, and it goes. So what you can hear are my out breath, and this gives you an empty mind quite quickly, but you'll find that you have to sort of build up to it. So if you get dizzy, stop. I'm going to stop, otherwise I won't remember what the meditation is. And with your eyes closed, simply relax and bring your focus of attention to your closed left eyeball, or your left eye. So with your eyes closed, focusing principally on the left eye, you're going to look up, and you're going to look down. You're going to notice that you're not breathing, so reinstating the breath and exploring the left eye, looking up and down in your own time. And you might, with the left eye, look to the left, look to the right. Some of this will be easier than other parts, and it's principally which aspects of the brain are open at the moment. And what we're doing, we're opening up the whole of the brain by looking up and down, left and right again, making sure that your breath comes and goes. And then rest a moment, rest the eye, bring your focus of attention into the other eye, into your right eye. And with your right eye closed, with your breath still in the flow, explore what you can do with your awareness in the right eye. Looking up and down, looking left and right. Breathing. Maybe looking in a circle with the eye, like around the edge of a clock, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Let that go. Notice what a relax is to the whole body when the eyes stop moving. Bring your focus to your breath, and then with both closed eyes, look up and to your right. Find your breath. Relax your eyes. Look up to your left. Explore going back and forth between the left and the right sides as if you could look up into your own brain. As if you could look up to the left. Look up to the right. And relax both eyes. Let them be soft. Let the eyes relax in their sockets. Take a breath or two all the way down into your abdomen so that your belly expands with the in-breath and relaxes with the out-breath. Eyes still closed. Be aware of your mind. Be aware of your brain, the left side and the right side. And with your eyes closed, with your eyes relaxed, imagine the following as vividly as you can. So just on the left side of the brain, imagine a trident. And on the right side of the brain, at the same time, imagine a pair of feet. This time, on the left side, imagine a magnificent cathedral window, stained glass, with the sun streaming in. And on the right side, a candelabra with the candles alight. Now on the left is a crystal ball floating in space. And on the right side is a circle inside a square. On the left is a church with a spire and steeple. And on the right is a crescent moon. On the left, the sound of a distant bell ringing. On the right, picture an oasis in the desert. Breath coming and going naturally. And this time on the left, the sound of distant thunder. And on the right side, the sound of morning bird song. Let that go. On the left side of your brain, imagine, if you would, the smell of a rose. And at the same time, on the right, the smell of horse manure. On the left, the sights and sounds of a huge white elephant walking past. And on the right side, the hum of a nearby mosquito. Now on the left, recall in as much detail as you can, almost like a movie, of waking up this morning and getting ready for this. Watch the movie on the left. At the same time, on the right side, a dolphin hangs motionless in a blue ocean. Let all of that go and imagine a small dark room inside your head, and imagine you're sitting in the middle of this dark, safe room on the floor inside your head. sense the left wall of the room and the back wall behind you in your head, the wall on the right, the wall in front, the floor, the ceiling. Return your attention to the front wall of this room inside your head, almost as if the wall were like a large whiteboard and you have a number of coloured pens. Choose a red pen and in your mind slowly draw in big letters on the left side of the wall in front of you any 3-letter word. Still using the red pen, this time on the right side of the wall in front of you, a large triangle pointed downwards. Wipe them off. This time a blue marker pen, wavy lines right across the wall from the left to the right and back again, either side, and another beneath or above. Fill the wall in front of you with blue wavy lines. Let that fade, and in the middle of the wall, with a yellow pen, this time the largest triangle you can fit on, point upwards. A green pen now, and slowly a green circle to fit inside the yellow triangle. A black marker. Draw a black square inside the green circle and a dot in the center of the black square. So we have a yellow triangle, a green circle inside, a black square inside, and a black dot inside. In other words, in the center is the dot, surrounded by a black square, surrounded by a green circle, surrounded by a yellow triangle. Wipe it off, let it go blank. And with both eyes still closed, draw the largest circle you can inside your mind, using your eyes, breathing easily. First one way and then back the other, the widest circles you can make. And then with your eyes start to spiral in until you get to the smallest point. And see if you can hold that point in your mind as you breathe. Let it all fade away. Take a few moments to notice how you're feeling. Body, in your mind. Take note of this feeling of balance, of relaxation, of clarity. Memorize it so you can come back here at any time. Then whenever you're ready, start to move toes, fingers. Whatever you need to move, allow your eyes to open slowly. Come back into the room.
difficult to
pleasure.
balance right, left brain hemispheres.
Isn't it? Thank you so much for your time, and we will get back to all those messages this morning if possible.
Yes, I don't think we've got grandchildren today, so we'll
Namaste.
be-
Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you for your company, as always. We look forward to, again, same time next week, 8 o'clock Brisbane time, or otherwise feel free to join in anytime,
Yeah.
and even to repeat this, to do it maybe 2 or 3 times during the week.
And if you want to send this to a friend, you can just press share and it will
Right.
send it to someone. I feel like I need to do more yoga. Do I say that every week?
Sounds good to me. Thank you all, and have a wonderful day, or if you're watching this later, night.
Okay.
Say a quick hi to my mum. Hi, Mum.
Hi.
I wonder if my
Enjoy
mum,
this later.
is my mum watching? She better be. Hi Mum, love ya.
Yeah, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank
See
you
ya.
for the hearts.
See you.
Oh, sound. All off. Yoga. Have a great day.